Less than 46 hours to go now. Hundreds of Penn State students are on the floor of the Bryce Jordan Center, ready to give it their all for Penn State Dance Marathon weekend. 17 steps. That's how long it took for me to cross from Greystone Courts behind me to the area across the street. Take a walk or a drive into downtown Phillipsburg. There's some new artistry that you'll be able to check out as you make your way into the town. Aren't able to come into the library? She says the best place is their website. You haven't been able to make a splash here at the Kepler Pool since 2020. The Bellefonte community staple has been missed for some time now, but organizers are ready to take a dive into the deep end on construction once again. He is the same man that allegedly killed his neighbor and lived with the body for days. It's not just about the fun. There's also a lot of informational things that students need to know in order to stay safe. Reporting in State College, I'm Maria Cade for WTAJ News. The Safe to Say Something program shows violence is not confined to school hours.
Anytime, 24/7, 365.
The anonymous hotline, run by the Pennsylvania Office of the Attorney General, was originally created to help prevent violence, shootings, and other tragedies in schools. But it's taken on a different purpose.
It has become a huge resource for kids who are having mental health issues or are going through a crisis.
According to data from Safe to Say, the program received over 31,000 tips during the 2022-2023 school year, the most the hotline has ever received. The top 3 reporting categories were bullying or cyberbullying, smoking in school, and suicidal behavior. Threats against schools or threats against people ranked at the bottom.
Students are actually sending tips in on their friends who they have concerns for or who have received information, or even on themselves if they're going through something but they don't feel comfortable or don't necessarily know who to go to.
There are different ways that you can use the hotline. You don't have to call, you can text, use their app, or use their website. For the 2022-2023 school year, this was the most popular way. Over 13,000 people used it. Hotline users are always connected with a real person.
Their job is to gather as much information on the tip as possible in order to make sure that we are getting the right back-end result of this tip that we can.
After the Safe to Say Center receives a tip, the affected school district is immediately notified. Klein says Pennsylvania is the first and only state where all schools are required to have select staff members trained to handle tips from the program. Altoona Area School District Superintendent Brad Hatch says the district is a Safe to Say hotspot.
We educate our students annually. We provide them with training and make them aware of what this is to be utilized for, how to utilize it, and the impact that can come from it.
Safe to Say data shows last school year, tips related to physical and mental well-being of students have increased over 20%. Similar to the state numbers, Hatch says mental health is a common topic in Altoona, but often students don't know where else to turn.
Students have become very equipped at advocating for themselves, advocating for their friends and their peers. We've gotten self-harm tips on the weekends, at 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, where we've physically gone out and done safety checks.
The trained staff members at Altoona say the program fosters a relationship with local law enforcement that other districts might not have.
Some of the other school districts across the state don't have the means that we have, and also have the local law enforcement agencies. They may just have a state police or somebody like that. So it is very imperative that we have those collaboration and team efforts with our local law enforcement.
And a proactive approach to school crises.
A lot of times students are hearing things before we are, or they know what is going on outside of school or in school.
The more educated we are and the more that we're on top of the potential concerns that are out there, the better that we can help service our students.
Reporting for WTAJ News, I'm Maria Cade.
Hello, Punxsutawney Pizza. How may I help you?
February 2nd is a sacred day in Punxsutawney.
You have to be on the ball. You got to really step it up and because this place will be full. The whole town will be full.
As thousands of people scurry into town for Groundhog Day, the locals are preparing weeks, sometimes months in advance.
At times can be bigger than the Super Bowl, bigger than Halloween, or bigger than the day before Thanksgiving.
Scott Anthony is the owner of Punxsy Pizza.
It's going to probably amount to a 50% increase in our business, so we've got to think hard about getting supplies and having enough room for all the supplies and what exactly we need to have.
Since Groundhog Day is on a Friday this year,
It's a lot more busier than it is if it's during the week.
for Punxsy Pizza, that means a lot more ingredients.
We go through probably 500 pounds of dough a week. So I'm planning on making 750 pounds of dough. I had to order an extra 250 pounds of cheese.
And some special items for out-of-towners.
You have this nice little pizza bib to put on.
Anthony says the best part about the holiday is sharing what makes Punxsy so special with the entire world.
We have different things on tap that are just Punxsutawney. We have some of our different sauces that we use on different products are just made in Punxsutawney, so we try to really gear it local so they can have like the Punxsutawney experience.
Reporting for WTAJ News, I'm Maria Cade.